We all have that one friend. That one friend when you're playing a team game that decides to either go to the bathroom or take a break after readying up. There are those times when you're discussing in the lobby or in the plane, okay, where are we jumping? Where are we going to go? And he's quiet, so you think he agrees, but in reality, he's just not there. He is AFK. And it's something that happens to us, you know. Life gets in the way, you have to do something. You can't always be ready, even if you say you are. But what do you do when you're jumping from the plane, thinking you have all 3 players, when in reality your other guy is all the way across the map? Well, you try and survive the best you can until he can find a vehicle and meet up with you. And that's exactly what we did in this match. I'm able to find a shotgun and not much else, and we know a couple guys landed here with us, so we decide to try and investigate. As usual, shooting range loot was terrible, so we didn't get very much, but we didn't want to go to Severny with just the 2 of us, so we decided to jump shooting range. I hit at least 1 shot with the pump shotgun, and then I unfortunately got knocked. I got headshot without a helmet, so there wasn't much chance I had there, but luckily my friend was able to clean those guys up, and I decided to give him a little present with a punch kill, and then a grenade kill to help him out with the Vikendi Pass challenges. And just out of curiosity, how many of you were aware that these little barricades in the shooting range actually exploded like that? Because honestly, when it happened, I was kind of blown away, no pun intended. But anyway, we survived shooting range. My friend actually gets another kill while I'm in the bunker. So he has 3 kills. He wiped a full squad, basically all by himself. Meanwhile, my friend Kaz is driving a boat all the way up the east coast, and so we find a vehicle, and we're going to meet him on the east side of Erangel. Once we get there, we decide to just building hop for a little bit because there's not anything looted in this area. Nobody really went here, so we're just going to try and find as much loot as possible. A lot of times when we play squads, especially when we're on 3-man squads, we are already 1 man down, so we don't go to really highly contested areas at times, and we might not take on an early fight. What we like to do is work together, get geared up, fight if we have to, but if we don't really have to, we'll avoid confrontation in the beginning, just because, like I said, we're already a man down just by default. So playing 3-man squads, you put yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage, but by the late game, you'll find that usually you won't come up against a full squad of 4. Usually they've lost somebody from their group at this point, so you're not really at that much of a disadvantage late game. So like I said, we loot up and we decided to just run to the zone. We have to push all the way towards Lipovka, so we need to get going, and we can't really afford to take too much blue zone damage. We see these guys up on the hill. I instantly said, okay, let's not shoot because we have to run across this really open area, but that was a little bit too late. We already started shooting, so then we had to start dodging bullets on the way. There's a drop right in front of us as well, but really we're not worried about that at the moment. We're just trying to get to the zone. And once we get to the zone, we realize that there's a couple teams here. There's some guys in the buildings to the east of us, and I think there's some guys to the south a little bit, as well as all the guys on the hill that we saw earlier. So zone's going to move again in a little bit, and we have to push up on the hill to the west. I decide to go for the drop on our way out, and I find a guy thinking the same thing, I guess. And I didn't really have time to actually loot the care package weapon, the M249. I didn't want to take the time to switch my weapon, thinking that somebody was looking at me, so I quickly just grabbed as much as I possibly could, finished off that guy, and then head for the hills. And let's talk about my thumbnail, a new squad strategy. So, like I said before, you got that one friend that readies up, the rest of the team jumps, and that guy is still in the plane, and he gets kicked out by the plane, has to meet up with you later if you guys survive. This has happened twice now on Erangel, and we've won both of those matches, so I'm thinking that this might be a decent strategy for us. From now on, just let one guy stay till the end of the plane, and then 2 guys go out and try and loot up and survive, and then meet somewhere safe if possible. But really, I'm just kidding about that. You guys definitely want to stay together when you're playing squads, but it just so happens that sometimes when this happens, in PUBG, the weirdest games end up being some of the best, and you can't really put your finger on why some things work and some things don't. But now we're getting serious. There's 15 alive. There's not that big of an area for 12 other people to be, so we need to keep a lookout. And we notice some guys coming in late to the zone. I'm able to knock one. My friend Kaz is able to knock one. And then we're able to finish those guys off. All the while, keep it moving. We don't want to stand still too much because who knows where people are in this circle. All the grass and all the trees and everything, people could be anywhere. I noticed some smoke out in the distance, so instantly I think that there's some players there. And I spot a couple guys on this rock. I honestly don't know where some of these bullets are going. I feel like I had my crosshairs on these guys and I was shooting well, but I was just missing. I'm able to knock one of them, but then I start getting shot, so I instantly just decide to heal up. And then having taken that fire actually drew some other person to see that, and they finished off that guy that was shooting me. And so now I'm sitting at 3 kills and there's only 9 left. So we know there's guys to our south. We're thinking that there's guys to our west. And I see a guy running to the zone. Poor guy, got knocked by the zone. But I don't want to just let him die all by himself, so I decide to try and shoot him the best I can. And again, I'm just missing my shots. I don't know really what's going on, but luckily I'm able to finish him off and get my 4th kill. So we just want to stay patient. We got over a minute until the zone moves. We only have to move a little bit. We don't have to go too far, so we just don't want to get too eager and make the wrong move at this point. Because there's not a whole lot of cover right now, so we're thinking that there's a lot of people prone in the grass, so it's kind of hard to see. And what I like to do, if we have a couple places of cover, 2 guys will stand near those, and then I decide to just be the roaming guy. I'm walking around just trying to either draw attention from people, maybe they'll shoot at me and we'll be able to find out where they are, or maybe I can see them, but I don't want to group up too much in case they know where we are. They throw a perfect nade and knock both of us, then we're in a world of hurt. It's best to stay apart if you can, late circle. But I start getting shot from the side, so I'm forced to go prone and try and heal as fast as I can. Luckily, we're already in this next circle, and there's only 3 left, so we're thinking our chances are really good here, especially since we're all pretty much healed up. We just have to stay patient, pick our spots, and try not to take any unnecessary risks. So my friend sees a guy over by these trees on the left, but we can't quite spot out where the other ones are. And they almost have to be in the grass, so I decide to just take a nade and throw it and see if I can get lucky. But then my friend on the right gets shot by a guy that was in the grass. He kind of pointed out to me where he thought he was. And so I looked over there and I was able to see him right as he stood up, and I was able to knock him. So I decide I'm going to revive behind this rock if I can and let my other friend see if he can finish this match. If not, we can get healed up and it'll be a 2-on-1 situation. But luckily, while I'm reviving, my friend's able to take out the last guy and secure the victory. So like I said, one of these matches where you really don't think you're going to win, you don't think you're actually even going to last long in the match, because we're dropping possibly 2 against 4 into any area that we do. Luckily, we only ran into 2 people at the beginning, but I got knocked right away. My friend had to clutch it out and take down both of those guys with the M4. And then again, he had to fight another guy while I was in the bunker by himself. So without those early game kills, this match doesn't happen. If we only have 2 people throughout the whole match, we're going to play differently. We're not going to be able to look in all the directions that we are looking. And so it changes the whole aspect of the game, and I guarantee that we don't win that match. So it's, like I said in the beginning, it's really important to stick together. All jokes aside about my friend, I don't really care, I'm just messing around, but you guys all have that one friend that readies up and then disappears. And then, he's still in the plane when you guys are jumping out into whatever location that you decide. It happens sometimes, it happens to everyone, but luckily for us, the last couple times that it's happened, we've actually ended up winning the match. So, new strategy that I think we should try out. Let somebody stay in the plane the whole time, and then come back, meeting up in a safe space, looting together, proceeding with the match from there. Hey, maybe it's not such a bad thing to just take your time, loot up, and then come into the late game with lots of health because you haven't gotten in fights and your whole team intact. You know, maybe there's something to it that is easy to dismiss because usually you all jump together, but a lot of times when you're jumping together, you might go to a place that has more opposition. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. It was fun to go through and edit this one just because at the beginning you can see that my friend is dropping military base, getting kicked out by the plane, and we're all the way north in shooting range, basically as far away as we possibly could be from him. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely give it a like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish. And let me know if you're going to try out this strategy. I honestly wouldn't recommend it, but hey, who knows, maybe there's something to it. Remember to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links are in the description below. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you later.